Hi everyone, Mo here with my June sketchbook flip through. I'm a little late in posting this, but it's summer, so bear with me. This sketchbook I decided to dedicate entirely to flowers and floral arrangements. This all the flowers that I saw around me, then there were all the Mother's Day arrangements. I was a little late in catching up to it, but when I did, I really enjoyed. I explored a lot in the sketchbook, and I love the neon pink. That it's actually a neon red, and I love the color. And I did. There was these are no. This was a no drawing sketchbook, just with colors. So this was acrylic paints and very quick drawings. My goal was to be loose, painterly, flowy, not so mindfully. No, mindful is not the right word. Like not tight. Oh my God, I don't know how to describe this very well. But I think when not like a scientific illustration. I think that sums up my sentiment well. So, and then there were the peonies in bloom, and peonies I would celebrate any day. And there were so many, and in the various lights of the day, the peonies look a different color. Something that looks almost white in during the daytime. In the evening light, they appear like slight purple, pink purple. And the stems are green. Obviously the stems are not grayish bluish or anything, but again the light changes the look of the same flower. And I just wanted to explore the layers and layers and layers of the petal cluster. It comes like it almost like a tiny, not tiny, almost close to the size of tennis balls, really, or golf ball. They start out as that, and then they slowly expand till they burst into a bloom. And this evening I'm seeing all the tight buds. Tomorrow morning I would be greeted by a lot of flowers. And then we always pick up our peonies and put them in whatever vase is available to us, and all in various stages of bloom, and just a little yellow of the core showing through. It's very hard to describe these things. Like you see it, you experience it, and you just try to capture it, and you fall short, and the difference that the creator of nature and you as creator, you are only mimicking, and you will never be as good, but it brings you immense joy to just do that also. And then I had this container. It's very small actually. It has two handles. I think it is something to do, I believe it's something of a tiny gravy boat or something for like a tea service. I don't know, dinner service, who knows. But it's jade green, it's ceramic, and I love it. And I arranged the flowers in it to the best of my ability. I understood that I do not know how to do floral arrangements, because I couldn't keep them standing throughout the whole process, and they kept on popping. I think I needed something more to keep them steady, but I didn't know that. But anyway, for whatever snapshot I could capture of my arrangement, this was it. And I think I filmed, not this one, but I filmed something similar for one of the reels I made for Faber-Castell for Instagram. And this is again when did I switch to watercolor? Yes, about here, I believe. This seems to be watercolor to me. No, not watercolor, not yet. This, oh goodness, not yet. This is watercolor. See, I can tell from the granulation that this was watercolor. This is where it started. And the kind of peonies we have, they are called the pillow talk peonies. So that's such a cute name. I love it. And again, like wherever I went, we have a wall meaning like an external wall. Yeah, some 20-foot wall with just rocks and peonies growing out of it. And see, after I did this, I mean, the more I did, the more dissatisfied I was with how they were turning out. I mean, when I was doing it, it felt like, oh, it needs a little more, it needs a little more. But when it was all done, and I felt like, I wish I hadn't added that. And then this time I think I got a little more cautious beforehand. Like, okay, I'm going to stop and not add more lines, more colors. Let's see. It's either going to turn out better or worse. Whatever doesn't work, we are not going to repeat that. And then again, I went back to acrylics over here, and I hate it. Just do. Oh, and I saw this arrangement. It had a succulent stuck in it. I didn't expect to see a succulent in a Mother's Day bouquet, and it drew my attention. So I drew it. If it drew my attention, I drew it directly with my paintbrush and my colors. This is acrylic. Yes. I don't know. I kind of like the muted tones. Looks like old fabric to me. This I believe I had seen in some magazine, and the vase was very attractive. It was just such a simple design. It was just like a cylindrical vase, and they had this plate design with just in one color, and I loved it. So I don't remember, but this is something I saw in a magazine, and then the floral arrangement kind of took off on its own. I love hobnail milk glass. I have I don't have the jadeite ones, but I do have glass ones like cake stands. That is pink, and I love it. But this one was, I believe it was slightly light jade that I had seen somewhere. I don't know. Sometimes I see things in different places, and when I am putting them together, it's almost the same as if I had the actual item, I would go to a shelf or wherever its storage is, take it out and then try it out. What I realize is that I kind of do that with my drawing also. Even though I did not have these flowers or that vase, and I have seen them in different places, they came together that way. Oh, this was inspired by this, my Cosmos, what do you call it? Seed packet, the flowers, the picture on the seed packet. See, I wanted to capture the essence of what they had without making it detailed. Just so you know what it is without knowing every stroke, every what do you call those, stamen. Yeah. So it's a long way for me to go. I think this was a book on flower arrangement, and they had amazing arrangements. I think it was Martha Stewart. Of course it was amazing. But it was a good place, to practice the strokes. After a while I began to see certain strokes look better when dry than others. And the floral arrangements were photographs, but just to look at the photograph and then draw, I'm not sure. I may not have the book right here, but yes. This was at the library, and somebody picks up flowers from their garden, brings them over, and this is like fresh flowers off someone's garden. People love the library a lot around here. It's, you know, it's a community meeting point. In a small town, community is important, and people actually take the time, and that there's population around here is, it's very balanced, I would say. Lots of young people, lots of elderly people. So those that have time would come and meet together at the library and play cards, play cribbage, and all kind, knit together, and somebody would bring flowers from their own garden. It's just amazing. Again, I believe this is from Martha Stewart's book. I no longer recall what is from where the inspiration hit me, but I was quite excited when this one dried, because I did it like in under 5 minutes, this one and this one, and then I looked back and nothing was defined, and just little strokes, and yet I could tell, I don't know if anyone else can tell, but I could tell that this is a flower arrangement. And then, you know, a little bit of my scientific approach took over, and I had to add some definition and some marks to these leaves, you know, somehow. Again, most likely Martha Stewart from the looks of it. Yeah, by about 19-20 days, I had loosened up more than before. So the each drawing took less time, which was great. Like, I could spend hours drawing because I love to do it, but then the more lines and strokes and detail that I add takes away from that essential, the essence of the flowers. I don't think that is the right way to say it, because I do enjoy the detailed detailed drawings as well, and I love it. But there is an amount of hardening, boundarying. The more defined it is, it kind of suppresses the essence. That's what I was feeling when I was doing this, working on this sketchbook. But having said that, I would have to say I love detailed drawing a lot as well, and I adore those people who can do detailed drawing of buildings. When I try to draw buildings, mine look like they're going to fall over and hurt somebody. But people who, like the urban sketchers, oh my God, I love most of their work. The detail they put in, that they know just the right amount of detail to put in, what to focus on and what to leave behind. And for example, over here, see that, just the right amount of detail. Doesn't have to be everything. But I am not good like that. But in this case, I didn't have to be like that either. Like, I could just let it go, and this was a practice in letting go. I don't know if it was anybody's arrangement. This could have been imaginary. Most likely. This one was imaginary as well. My mom used to have this, it was not quite like a vase, and it was not quite like a pot or a bowl. It was a strange ceramic piece that had hand painted floral and glaze on it. And sometimes she would put flowers. My father regularly brought home flowers. And my mother had a strange way of throwing things together that just fell in the right place. And I remember that pot, for the lack of a better, more accurate word, pot. And she would just stack the flowers in such a manner that every flower would receive water so that they don't dry out unevenly. And she would do that, and I had that memory. Obviously, in real life probably didn't cross this height, because otherwise it would not be able to support the thing would not be able to support the height. But here, it's childhood memory, so it's uplifting, and it went a little bit higher up. I have no regrets for that. I enjoyed doing it. I think this was imaginary. Yeah, I can't tell what flowers these are. Something, and they look like flowers to me. And by this time I was satisfied with where I stopped. Still some lines snuck in, and there's nothing wrong with adding a little detail, whatever feels like this is now complete. And it could sometimes be without lines, sometimes with lines. There's beauty in all of it. But I enjoyed the progression, like from here to here. I was at least moving in the direction I wanted to move toward. This looks kind of weird now that I look at it. I was more focused on the flowers, and I'm happy with the flowers. I have a blouse that is navy blue, and that has got flowers in clusters like this, and I doesn't have the vase, but just the cluster of flowers. I love that blouse. I mean, it caught my eye. Like when I was entering through the home bed bath side of the store. I think it was at Kohl's, maybe, I don't remember, some place like that, or Macy's, I don't remember anymore. So I saw that from a great distance, and I don't have great eyesight, but I had to just navigate through the shop and hope that nobody just buys it before I get there. And it was the last piece available, and it was my size, and it was a good day. Let's just say that. So I love that blouse. I wear it often, and putting it in my goal was to if it was like a fishbowl kind of vase, not really a fishbowl, but like round at the bottom, and then the stems would be visible. However, when I did my stems, I don't know what they look like. I can't tell if it's a basket or a glass. Well, it's a work in progress. It's my mom's pot again. I love that pot. If she hears this, she would say, "Oh, do you want it?" Like, no, I don't want it, because I don't know what to do with it, and I have children that are probably going to break it. But it's good memories. This is like, my grocery store has this floral stems in their aluminum, those tall floral pots, not pots, oh God, they have names. I'm sure they have names. I don't know. But yes, the entryway is through the flower section. I love that. We walk through the garden section, the floral section, and then you go on to the groceries. But yeah, so it's a very beautiful transition. I'm sure somebody pays a lot of attention to these details and these experiences, that you enter through the garden center and you are like You're going to do grocery, you may not be excited about it, but just walking through that little passage with all the flowers all around, arrangements and flowers that you can buy readily, and then it transitions slowly to the organic leafy vegetables and then everything else. It's just, it's beautiful. I enjoy it. Every time I walk in, I stop, take pictures. That's why I do my grocery alone or just with my youngest. No one else has patience for all of this. Again, yeah, flowers seen in different places. As sorry excuse of a vase. But yeah, my focus was on the flowers, not the vase. But the vase would require work. Hey, I remember this day I was very, very anxious. By the time I got to this, I think I had a lot of things left to do and it was late at night. I was ready to go to bed and I just wanted to still do something relaxing and not break the streak of drawing every day. But it shows. It's like a mess. It shows. How I feel shows in my work. Yeah, the more defined my work, the more, since like I was trying to stay loose and then it became tight, I can tell that I was a little bit, not feeling so relaxed. Oh, this one I saw, this was a flower arrangement at the grocery store that had little berry like stems in them, and I was not sure what they were, but they were interesting. I don't know what kind of flowers these are, but I can tell they are flowers. Sometimes I imagine things and then if you ask me in detail, hey, can you tell me what kind of a flower this is? I probably cannot, because I wasn't trying to base off of any real life flower. But yeah, I think some of our peonies kind of, now that I look at it, some of our peonies do look like that, and they are the darker color peonies. Yeah, so that is my June sketchbook. This is something I need to practice a lot more, but I am happy that I started it. All right, I'll see you next month. Hopefully, doesn't seem likely that July is going to have a sketchbook of its own. But what if it does? If it does, I'll be sharing here. For now, bye.